Now we will discuss why eating non-vegetarian food is sinful, what type of foodstuffs we are supposed to eat. First, we will understand the results of eating non-vegetarian food, the results of killing innocent animals. Srimad Bhagavatam 4:28-26 purport. Those who are very enthusiastic about killing animals in the name of religion or food must await similar punishment after death. The word mamsa, meat, indicates that those animals whom we kill will be given an opportunity to kill us. So meat eaters will be killed by the same animals in next life. Although in actuality no living entity is killed, the pains of being pierced by the horns of animals will be experienced after death. Not knowing this, rascals unhesitatingly go on killing poor animals. So-called human civilization has opened many slaughterhouses for animals in the name of religion or food. Those who are a little religious kill animals in temples or mosques, and those who are more fallen maintain various slaughterhouses. Just as in civilized human society, the law is a life for a life, no living entity can encroach upon another living entity as far as the Supreme Lord is concerned. Everyone should be given freedom to live at the cost of the Supreme Father, and animal killing, either for religion or for food, is always condemned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita 16:19, Lord Krishna says, Tanaham dvishataha kruran samsareshu naradaman Shipami ajastram ashubhan ashurishva eva yunishu. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. The animal killers, Dvishataha, envying other living entities, and the Supreme Personality Godhead, are placed in darkness and cannot understand the theme and objective of life. So meat eaters will have to take birth in various lower species of life, and they cannot understand the real purpose of life. The purpose of life is to understand Krishna and go back home, back to Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:10-14 purport. If one has killed an animal, one must himself be killed by that same animal. This is called Mamsa. Ma means me and Sa means he. As I am eating an animal, that animal will have the opportunity to eat me. Every state, therefore, it is ordinarily the custom that if a person commits murder, he is hanged. So meat eaters will be eaten by the same animal in next life. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:5-11 purport. The following verse from Manu Samhita. Na mamsa bhakshena dosho, na madhye na cha maithune, pravritti yesha bhutanam, nivrittistu mahapala. It may be considered that meat eating, intoxication, and sex indulgence are natural propensities of the conditioned souls, and therefore such persons should not be condemned for these activities. But unless one gives up such sinful activities, there is no possibility of achieving the actual perfection of life. So meat eaters cannot achieve the actual perfection of life. The perfection of life is to remember Krishna at the end of life. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:5-14. Those sinful persons who are ignorant of actual religious principles yet consider themselves to be completely pious without compunction commits violence against innocent animals who are fully trusting in them. In their next life, such sinful persons will be eaten by the same creatures they have killed in this world. So meat eaters will be eaten by the same animal they have killed. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:5-14 purport. It is clearly stated in Vedic literature that cruel masters who kill innocent animals will undoubtedly be killed in the next life by a similar process. Mamsa bhakshayita mutra yasya mamsam ihadmi aham etan mamsasya mamsatvam pravadanti manishinaha. That creature whose flesh I am eating here and now will consume me in the next life. Thus, meat is called mamsa as described by learned authorities. In Srimad Bhagavatam, this grisly fate of animal killers is described by Narada Muni to King Prachinabari, who was excessively killing animals in so-called sacrifices. O ruler of citizens, my dear king, please see in the sky those animals which you have sacrificed without compassion and without mercy in the sacrificial arena. All these animals are awaiting your death so that they can avenge the injuries you have inflicted upon them. After you die, they will angrily pierce your body with iron hands. Bhagavatam 4:25-7-8. Such punishment of animal killers may take place under the jurisdiction of Yamaraj on the planet of the Lord of Death. In other words, one who kills an animal or one who eats meat undoubtedly acquires a debt to the living entity who has contributed his body for the satisfaction of the meat eater. The meat eater must pay his debt by contributing his own body to be consumed in the next life. Such payment of one's debt by offering one's own body to be eaten is confirmed in Vedic literature. So meat eaters will be sent to Yamraj for punishment. The meat eater will be killed by the same animal which he has killed. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:10:10. While living, one may be proud of one's body, thinking oneself a very big man, minister, president, or even demigod. But whatever one may be, after death, this body will turn either into worms, into stool, or into ashes. If one kills poor animals to satisfy the temporary whims of this body, one does not know that he will suffer in his next birth, for such a sinful miscreant must go to hell and suffer the results of his actions. Srimad Bhagavatam 5:26-11. In this life, an envious person commits violent acts against many living entities. Therefore, after his death, when he is taken to hell by Yamaraj, those living entities who were hurt by him appear as animals called Rurus to inflict very severe pain upon him. Learned scholars call this hell Raurava. Not generally seen in this world, the Ruru is more envious than a snake. Srimad Bhagavatam 5:26-12. Punishment in the hell called Maharaurava is compulsory for a person who maintains his own body by hurting others. In this hell, Ruru animals known as Kravyada torment him and eat his flesh. Srimad Bhagavatam 5:26-13. For the maintenance of their bodies and the satisfaction of their tongues, cruel persons cook poor animals and birds alive. Such persons are condemned even by man-eaters. In their next life, they are carried by the Yamadutas to hell known as Kumbhi Paka, where they are cooked in boiling oil. Srimad Bhagavatam 5:26-32. In this life, some people give shelter to animals and birds that come to them for protection in the village or forest, and after making them believe that they will be protected, such people pierce them with lances or threads and play with them like toys, giving them great pain. After death, such people are brought by the assistance of Yamaraj to the hell known as Shula Protha, where their bodies are pierced with sharp needle-like lances. They suffer from hunger and thirst, and sharp-beaked birds such as vultures and herons come at them from all sides to tear at their bodies. Tortured and suffering, they can remember the sinful activities they committed in the past. Conclusion. Those who kill animals or eat animal flesh will be taken to hell for severe punishment. They will also be killed and eaten by the same animal in next life. They cannot understand the real purpose of life. They will be required to take birth in many lower species of life. Next question. What about eating vegetarian food? Plants and vegetables are also living beings. Is it not a sin to kill them for food too? This explanation is given in Srimad Bhagavatam 3:29-15 purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes the question is put before us. You ask us not to eat meat, but you are eating vegetables. Do you think that is not violence? The answer is that eating vegetables is violence, and vegetarians are also committing violence against other living entities because vegetables also have life. Non-devotees are killing cows, goats, and so many other animals for eating purposes, and a devotee who is a vegetarian is also killing. But here, significantly, it is stated that every living entity has to live by killing another entity. That is the law of nature. Jivo jivasya jivanam. One living entity is life for another living entity, but for a human being, that violence should be committed only as much as necessary. Human being is not to eat anything which is not offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yagna Shishtashinah Santaha, Bhagavad Gita 3:13. One becomes freed from all sinful reactions by eating foodstuffs which are offered to Yagna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A devotee therefore eats only the prasada or foodstuffs offered to the Supreme Lord. And Krishna says that when a devotee offers him foodstuffs from the vegetable kingdom with devotion, he eats that. A devotee is to offer to Krishna foodstuffs prepared from vegetables. If the Supreme Lord wanted foodstuffs prepared from animal food, the devotee could offer this, but he does not order to do that. So, yes, even plants and vegetables have souls, and killing them unnecessarily for personal sense gratification causes sin. That is why it is recommended to offer the vegetarian food to Lord Krishna first, then later eat that food as prasadam or mercy. Lord Krishna can do anything, so he transforms the food offered to him into spiritual food. This will free us from sin and karmic reactions. Eating only food offered to Krishna is the ultimate perfection of the vegetarian diet. After all, pigeons and monkeys are also vegetarian, so becoming a vegetarian is not in itself the greatest of accomplishments. The Vedas inform us that the purpose of human life is to reawaken the soul to its relationship with God, and only when we go beyond vegetarianism to prasada can our eating be helpful in achieving this goal. Conclusion. So, eating vegetarian food is not a great accomplishment. One should eat prasadam, the remnants of food offered to the Lord. Hare Krishna.